Hey guys, happy Valentine's Day. I was painting this piece of side table for a client and it needed slick stick. So I just wanted to kind of go over the difference of the primers you might need in general, just basic general priming information. So some of y'all who don't know me, my name is Dodi Tuchet. I'm a makeup artist, esthetician, and also a furniture artist. Me and my partner, Jamie, he's a silent partner because he's back here. He hates to be on camera. So you may not ever see him, but he does come and help me clean pieces for me and carry pieces. And so having help is great. So I had a little bit of tips and ideas on, you can see him back here, see? So some ideas of how to maybe be more efficient, maybe work a little quicker. This is just some ideas that I have. This may not be for you. Before I came on camera, y'all, I had like primer right here on my face. I was rubbing it off. But so what I want to show you is when you have little areas right here to paint, sometimes we use an artist brush, which is great. But I find using these sponges right here because they're smaller and for some reason you have more control over it. So whenever you're going over these edges, it doesn't you can keep from touching anything that you don't want painted. So this is a good tip right here, using the small artist brushes for in the creases in the corners. And say you don't want a lot of pull into the corners, so whenever you brush it on, maybe you brush and you want to stay away from the corners, or you miss some corner spots, this is perfect. If you're using it anyway, you can go in the corners with it. Also, I missed my train of thought. So those are just some tips that I had. And also, whenever you priming, you want to start in the middle so you don't get a lot of buildup and pull in your maybe your knobs, your holes, your drawer pulls. So you start on the side of the holes, of course, and then you work your way. But if you're starting on the top of a dresser, you start in the middle and work your way out so you don't have any buildup on the ends and edges. So after you do that on the edges, you can go back and brush on the sides. So that is some tips I had, but actually I wanted to go in here and talk about the primers. So today I'm actually using Dixie Belle Slick Stick. So Margaret at Roosters in Lafayette, that's where I get my Dixie Belle if I'm using Dixie Belle. So Slick Stick is a really amazing, I love this primer. It's a gripping primer, so it actually sticks a lot better if you're working on any kind of metals, glass, any surface that might be slick. Even though I sanded it because of the kind of surface it is, I knew I needed Slick Stick because it needed something to grip to and not just for stain blocking. And so that's what I used on here. So I'm going to finish my second coat and do these little edges here. But I'm gonna use the brush for most of the spots. But if I feel like I have any pull or anything, actually we use this because it won't drip. It'll grab a lot of the drips if you have any drips with the sponge. So that's another good thing about these sponges. It grabs a lot of the drips rather than putting more on like the brush will. So I like to have those both on hand. And like I said, Slick Stick is, you have to know kind of which primer that you need. If you need a stain blocking primer, then Dixie Belle has a stain blocking primer. I use Wise Owl stain blocking primer as well. But Slick Stick I use on every piece of furniture that is maybe made of a specific surface that is slick, even though you sand it down and scuff stain the surface. You will start to realize. But if you want me to go into that, I can also go into that later on in another video. You can send me a message. And so yeah, I just wanted to come in here and talk to you about little tips and ideas that you might have, and using Slick Stick as a primer, a gripping primer for any shiny surfaces, any glass surfaces, any surfaces that may not expand. Then you probably need more of a gripping primer, because if it doesn't expand like wood, then it's probably something else that needs a different type of primer. So thanks for watching, y'all guys, and please subscribe, please like, and leave any message or comments or any questions that you may have so I know what I can help y'all. Hey guys, so I wanted to come on here and show y'all an example of what I'm talking about. So I'm gonna start with my brush, but then I'm gonna go back and explain to you why I'm going back with this. So you can actually do it with this sponge right here rather than using a brush at all, but I'm gonna kind of show you the difference. So I wanna use the brush. So I'm gonna just put a little bit of primer. You don't wanna use a lot, especially if you're going in this area. So actually I'm gonna start right here. That way I don't have a lot of build up and pull. And I'm gonna start in the middle and work my way out. So as you can see, it's not covering the whole thing. And you can probably actually use a round dome brush to do this as well. But it just eliminates a lot of buildup and a lot of work afterwards when you use this. So as you can see, you're gonna have like little cracks and crevices that it doesn't get to. So I'm gonna go back with this. I'm gonna use just a little bit and go back and follow the edges. Okay. And see, since it's a sponge, you won't have a lot of drips if you don't put too much on. You can top off and pour on there. Now I wanted to experiment on how quick and how it would apply with a bigger sponge on the whole piece. And I just couldn't work fast enough with that. So I ended up using my second coat with a brush, but I do like the sponge quicker for certain areas, like around here and in these areas in the corners. And so you don't have like a lot of buildup in the creases of pieces. I feel like I have more control over with the sponge, especially even right here works good. So if you're working in these little bitty areas right here, already, you can go back and brush on the edges. And if you ever want to try the Dixie belle at all, you can go talk to Margaret at Roosters. That's where I get mine. She's very, very, very helpful. So guys, if y'all have any questions and y'all not asking me, but y'all go over there and it's convenient for you and she's there, she would definitely help you find what you need for your project too. You can see, like I did the corner right here. There's no pulls, there's no drips. Because it's a sponge, you have more control with it. And you can also do the top. So this is what I use on all the little edges. And I do have artist brush, but you have to still be careful of no drips. So I guess because it soaks up in the sponge a little bit. And I have it a little damp, just a little bit. But you can also squeeze it, press on a little bit, and whatever soaks up in the sponge will come out on the furniture you're applying it to. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching. I just wanted to show y'all that application with the sponge and the brush. Okay, so have a great day. Bye.